Hello, everybody. So, it's been a while. I know. Didn't mean for it to be, but life happens. I was sick. Haven't been able to make any videos, and I've actually only been to therapy like once in the past couple of weeks. So, yeah. So that's why this month of therapy wrap up has taken so long. Sorry. Anyway, so 1 month of therapy. My thoughts. There's been some good and some not so good. The not so good is struggling to keep trying to implement the things that I'm supposed to work on and do. If anyone watching has been through therapy and stuff, you'll know that, this can be very challenging, very hard, and sometimes you might fail. You may not be able to do what you need to do. You may stumble. You have to start over, that kind of thing. So, I've stumbled quite a few times. Not on purpose, but trying to break the habits that are so ingrained into you is hard. But I didn't give up. I still continued to try to get myself to keep pushing, keep moving forward. I don't want to fail. And I have the mentality of I'm a failure at pretty much everything. That's just kind of what's ingrained in there since childhood. So trying to beat that and beat that voice saying, you suck, you're gonna fail, you can't do this. It's very hard, not gonna lie. But I committed to doing this, so I'm still trying to push through that voice and just keep going, even if it's hard. So after the first month, I'd say that I was able to accomplish some things. Things turned out better than I was expecting when I implemented the tools that the therapist gave me to try to use. Of course, it's just trial and error, trying to figure out, which ones are going to work for me and which ones aren't. So far, several things have worked. I was able to make some headway. I wish I could say that my relationships with people, especially like my close little circle, which would be my fiance and, like my kids, that close, tight circle, I wish I could say that things there got progressively better, but only being a month, I've only seen a little improvement. My fiance and I are just, I don't know. I think it's because of life stressors, like with his job, and we're really having trouble with finances, trying to keep our heads above water right now. Not that this has relevant, well, I mean, I guess it's kind of relevant to therapy because this is stuff I talk about, but they've cut down pretty much all overtime hours, and we really needed those. And so now that he's not getting them, we don't really have enough funds, a paycheck, to pay everything and have food. So the past like monthish has been a struggle. That's also partially why I haven't went to therapy as many times as I should have in October, because we can't really afford it. And I haven't been approved for Medicaid yet to cover the cost of therapy, so it's coming out of our pocket. Yeah. So that's a big stressor for both of us. But because that's a stressor, and because people that he worked with, like just a bunch of dingbats, that's a stressor. He has severe sleep apnea, so he doesn't really sleep well, so that's a stressor. And then you have me, who I'm going to therapy and I'm trying to work on my stuff, but I don't really sleep, so I'm constantly tired and exhausted. I mean, are you seeing this? Yeah. Yeah, we're having trouble still trying to mesh, if that makes sense. But it has gotten slightly better, even through all of the crap we're dealing with. We're managing, sort of. I don't know. It's kind of hard to explain. I mean, any of you in relationships, you know how hard it can be when things are actually going fine and everything's fine and you don't really have big issues, but then you compound all of these other things on top of it. It's very hard. Also add in the fact that we have been together for like, let me see, it'll be 9 years next month. So after that much time, that kind of can make things hard too, because you get comfortable and just, yeah, I'm so going off on a tangent here. This is what happens when I'm tired. I ramble. Okay. Anyway, so with our relationship, it's still a struggle, but I've been able to tweak a few things and it's kind of helped. But we still have a long way to go. I need to work on a couple of my friendships that I'm not sure are really friendships anymore, because I kind of removed myself completely from any social stuff. Like, I don't really text people or talk to people or anything like that. Well, people that I used to, that I grew up with. I do still have one friend that I met online almost 6 years ago that I still text him maybe once a week. Sometimes it's every couple weeks, or sometimes it can be like several days in a row. Like, we're really random, hit or miss. But he's the only one I've kept in really good contact with. So our friendship is fine. Like, we're doing fine. It's a couple other people that I kind of not really pushed away, but I removed myself from them, kind of. I don't know how to explain it. One has severe drama that it was so negative and it was really bringing me down, and I just had to cut myself off. The other one, it was just so hard to try and keep in contact with her because she works and she's got, family that she's always helping and like doing things with and going places. So it just became so hard to try to keep in touch. I still love them. I mean, but now that I'm going through all this therapy, I'm learning that I can't just completely cut off stuff and push it away. I need to deal with it and tell them that, like, hey, I do care about you, especially the drama one. I care about you, but I can't partake in this. Like, I can't be part of this. If you want to be negative and have all this negativity and whatever, you can keep it to yourself. I don't want to hear it. I'm trying to get better. I haven't talked to these people about this stuff yet because most people don't know I'm in therapy. It's not that I'm embarrassed or afraid to tell people. I wanted to get kind of like a foothold first, like get through some therapy to gauge, I guess, how well I'm doing or bad I'm doing before I tell people, because I didn't want to bring up therapy and be like, oh yeah, it totally sucks. Like, I don't recommend it at all. Like, I want to have a positive sort of like, yeah, I hope that makes sense. I don't know. Anyway, so I went the whole month of September pretty much. And then I think I only went once, maybe twice in the entire month of October. And she wanted me to go every week. But I did get sick and I wasn't feeling well. I'm finally starting to feel better. Excuse me. Oh, I forgot my coffee. Oh, no. All right, hold that thought. And we're back. Okay, yeah, coffee. Oh, God, I love coffee. Anyway, so, as I was saying, I want to be able to tell everybody this is good. And I haven't went very much in October because of being sick. And we had trick-or-treat stuff, and we were trying to save money to save for, our youngest to have a costume and be able to go. And therapy is $60 a session. And if you add that up in a month, yeah. So I kind of backed off, and I hope the therapist isn't upset with me, and I hope she would understand, but I couldn't justify the cost for the month. So I think from here on out, I'm going to try to tell her that until I figure out what's going on with Medicaid, that I literally cannot afford to go every week. If I'm lucky, maybe every 2 weeks. But that's still a lot of money a month. And Christmas is coming. And I don't know how we're going to get anything for our kids. I've got my oldest, who is probably going to want, I don't know, usually I get her some books that she likes and stuff like that, so I don't spend like a whole lot, but I don't even know if I'm going to have that by the time I need to buy stuff. And the youngest, he is growing so much. My God. So he's growing out of like everything. So he's going to probably need another new pair of shoes. He needs new slippers because his toes are about to bust through the front. Like, it's just, okay, this is completely off target here. I am rambling again. Sorry. You'll learn this about me, that when I get going, I ramble, but I'm also incredibly English. I'm incredibly shy and socially awkward, which obviously is stuff I'm working on. So if I meet you and I don't know you, I'm not like this. I'm like, you know what I mean? This is kind of how I start to get when I know you and I feel comfortable. I have a tendency to actually like talk more. And sometimes I don't know when to stop. Also add into that to the fact that I'm pretty much alone all the time. And the only person I ever see the most and am able to talk to regularly is a 7-year-old, not an adult. So when I have the chance to talk to a fellow adult, this happens. Sorry. Anyway, I really need to wrap this up because according to that, I'm almost at 15 minutes. Jesus Christ. Okay. So overall, after a month-ish of therapy, I would say I'm going to give it a thumbs up. Yes, there were some stumbles. Yes, there were some issues, but why wouldn't there be? It's not going to be perfect. I'm not expecting perfect. But there were a lot of positives. I learned some stuff about myself, and I started learning ways to keep myself from triggering into like shutting down, and to actually like confront and say what I want and what I need. Although that's still really, really hard because I hate confrontation and I hate bothering people and I hate feeling like a burden. So it's so hard to get past that part. God, that's going to be one of my hardest things. Oh, yay. Anyway, so, yeah, this is, I guess, my thoughts on my first month in therapy, that overall it's been relatively successful. I have, my mindset's still not real great, but I have noticed some changes. It is getting somewhat better. I don't have as many negative thoughts about, especially myself, which that in itself is like, whoa. So, yeah. And I have a tendency now to like laugh off more stuff, or just be like, you know what? No, not worth my time. Not doing this. I didn't do that before. So, yeah. So if you haven't been to any sort of therapy and you are struggling, whether it's mental abuse, physical abuse, both, get help, please. Don't be afraid. There's nothing to be scared of. Talking to someone who can understand and who can direct you to get better, the best decision you'll ever make. Honest to God. And I'm not a religious person. Yeah. This was a good thing, and I think it would be a good thing for a lot of people. Just don't be afraid. Reach out, please. We don't need to lose any more people, you know what I mean? Because they feel alone, or that they can't get help, or that it won't work. You need to try. You really do. Ask friends, ask coworkers, ask family. Look stuff up online. That's what I did. I didn't ask around. I just went online. I did a search. I found someone nearby that worked on a sliding scale because I knew I couldn't afford much. And there you go. You can do it. If I can do it, then, as cliche as that line is, if I can do it, you can do it. But seriously, as shy and ridiculous as I am, if I can do it, I really think anybody could. And it could really help. And you could have a much better life, which is what I'm working towards. So, fingers crossed. So, if anyone ever needs to talk, you want to share your stories, please share them. Share them in the comments or send me messages. I am on Twitter. I don't really use much anything else. And I don't even use Twitter that often, but often enough. So, yeah. Even though I'm going through stuff, I'm always here to listen to other people. I've always been that way. So, you're not alone. You really aren't. There's people here. There's people out there. It gets better. Slowly but surely, it can get better. So, here's to a month therapy. It's going well. Ooh, better take that. Oh no, the coffee's almost gone. Oh, I has it sad now. Anyway, I think I might finally go get something to eat because it's almost noon. And I haven't ate yet. Well, I mean, I had some cheese. Why am I talking about this? Oh my God. See, this is what happens. I just ramble. Anyway, so I do have another video that I did record that was from my last appointment, which I think might have been the only one in October. Oops. So that'll be up at some point. I have to get this one up first. So yeah, I think that's it. Please take care of yourselves. Please get help if you need it. It could do wonders. You could feel so much better. And I'm here if you need it. I'm just a message away. Yeah, there you go. So I guess that's it. So until I have another appointment, watch this video and the next one? I don't know. Anyway, till next time, guys. I'll see you later.